Hi there, this is Dr. Evan Osar. Welcome to video 4 of this 4-part series, The Thorax, the missing link to many of your athletes' shoulder and hip issues. In the first video, I shared with you how the thorax is a series of stacked rings, and the 10 thoracic rings should stack up in a line with the pelvic ring. And this allows the thoraco-pelvic cylinder to be both mobile, highly mobile for rotation, which your athletes need, and also stable, so your athletes have the stability that they need. I shared with you 3 simple assessments to assess full body rotation, seated trunk rotation, as well as more specifically, thoracic rotation. So you can find those limitations in your athlete's rotation. In video number 2, I shared with you a simple corrective exercise strategy to help improve rotation, teaching your athletes how to get more pure axial rotation or rotation around that virtual axis running through the top of their head down through their spine. And then also how to use breathing, 3-dimensional breathing, especially breathing into the posterior side and the lateral sides of the rib cage to access more effectively the diaphragm, the psoas, the transversus abdominis, the quadratus lumborum, to improve both stability as well as the mobility of the thorax. And again, for many of our athletes, their suboptimal breathing strategies is limiting their ability to stay mobile and create optimal rotation. In part 3 of the video series, I shared with you how to then teach your athlete how to create more optimal rotation or that axial rotation through that virtual axis, and then how to use that through your rotation patterns as well as your chop patterns to teach your athlete how to access and maintain optimal rotation so they have the available mobility and range to then use and take into their sports as well as their sports specific conditioning that you're doing with them. So now I'd like to invite you to the 2023 IYCA Virtual Summit, where me and several of my colleagues are sharing our best concepts around training youth athletes. And I'm sharing my concepts around rehab and injury prevention. Again, one of the biggest areas for and opportunities for improvement in our industry is helping our athletes maintain more optimal alignment and control of the thoraco-pelvic cylinder and teaching them how to create more optimal rotation and then integrating this into the fundamental movement patterns. So we're going to build off these concepts. So the cool thing about this now is you have the basics of my presentation, and then I'll share with you and build upon this information so that you leave this session, this weekend workshop, with the ability to start to assess your athlete's rotation, give them strategies to dramatically and instantly change their mobility as well as their rotation, and then also integrate this into the functional patterns that you're already using with success, giving them a few different cues perhaps, and then teaching them how to access fully their mobility as well as their rotation. So I put the link next to this video. If you have any questions and or comments, feel free to reach out, and I really look forward to seeing you at this year's 2023 Virtual Summit, the IYCA Virtual Summit. So I look forward to seeing you. This is Dr. Evan Osar. Make it a great day, and we'll see you soon.